Martin Luther King Jr. was a powerful civil rights activist who used his strengths of charisma and popularity to be a figurehead of the civil rights movement. This was a dangerous job because many people in America did not want the civil rights movement to succeed. They were afraid of African Americans having equal rights. Martin Luther King Jr. received many death threats, but he was brave and continued to fight for the dream he spoke of in his I Have a Dream speech in 1963. However, on April 4, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated or killed in Memphis, Tennessee. April 7, 1968 was declared a day of mourning for Martin Luther King Jr., and his funeral was attended by over 100,000 people who wished to pay their respects. He was laid to rest in Atlanta, Georgia, his home. The loss of Martin Luther King Jr. was deeply felt by all, and even though his death was a horrible tragedy, many civil rights activists continued Martin Luther King Jr.'s work. They continued to protest and march. Many people who had criticized the civil rights movement were also deeply affected by his death. Even in death, Martin Luther King Jr. continued to guide the movement with his words, like the last speech he made on April 3, 1968, called I Have Been to the Mountaintop. In that speech he said, "We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me. How? Because I've been to the mountaintop. God's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know that tonight, that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." It's words like these that make Martin Luther King Jr. a man worth remembering. Thank you.